Welcome back to the Brain Forward Parenting Podcast. I'm your host, and today we are diving into something that might actually shock you. Stop. Just stop buying those expensive, genius baby kits and high-tech educational tablets for a second. You might think you're giving your child a head start, but in reality, you might be accidentally neglecting the single most powerful tool for cognitive growth, and it doesn't cost a dime. Did you know that by the time a child in a high-achieving household in a city like New York or Chicago reaches age 3, they have heard nearly 30 million more words than their peers? This isn't just about vocabulary. It's about the literal physical architecture of the brain. Today, we're revealing the connection protocol, a science-backed method that high-performing families use to create massive cognitive gains through tiny 5-minute habits. If you want a child who is curious, emotionally resilient, and academically sharp, you need to listen to these 5 habits. This is the precise roadmap to unlocking your child's potential, starting right now. Let's look at the scary reality first. Statistics show that nearly 80% of modern parents report feeling completely overwhelmed by parenting guilt. We feel like if we aren't enrolling them in Mandarin classes at age 2 or coding camps in Los Angeles by age 5, we're failing. But here's the kicker. Only about 12% of parents realize that the digital babysitter, even the educational ones, is actually linked to lower executive function and delayed language processing. Think about this situation. It's 5:30 p.m. You're in your kitchen, maybe in a suburb of Houston or a flat in Seattle. You're exhausted from work. Your toddler is tugging at your leg while you try to prep dinner. You say, "Honey, go watch the tablet for a minute, Mommy is busy." We've all been there. But the result? A missed window for serve and return interaction. Another situation, you're driving them to preschool. It's silent in the car because you're listening to the news and they're staring out the window. You think, it's peaceful. But scientifically, it's a wasted opportunity for neural firing. If this sounds familiar, you aren't alone. Millions of well-meaning parents make these mistakes every day. When we choose silence over narration or screens over eye contact, 2 things happen. First, we miss the chance to build executive function, which is the brain's air traffic control system. Second, we fail to regulate their stress response system. Over time, this creates kids who are easily frustrated, have shorter attention spans, and struggle with complex problem solving. A 20-year study from the University of Kansas found that children who lacked these small, daily conversational habits had significantly lower IQ scores and academic success by 3rd grade. The gap, once it opens, is incredibly hard to close.
Why is this so urgent? Because of the golden window. Between birth and age 5, the brain is a construction site. It's forming 1 million new neural connections every single second. Yes, you heard that right. Every second. By age 5, 90% of the brain's physical volume is already developed. If you miss this window, the brain begins pruning. It's a biological use it or lose it policy. Think of it like building a house. These tiny habits are the foundation. If the foundation is shaky, it doesn't matter how fancy the roof is later on. This doesn't just affect school grades, it affects their ability to handle anxiety, their social skills in the playground, and even their physical health as adults. Research from the Harvard Center on the Developing Child shows that children with strong early cognitive foundations are 40% less likely to suffer from chronic stress-related illnesses later in life. We're talking about their entire future, and it all comes down to what you do in the next 5 minutes. So, what is the connection protocol? It's based on the serve and return theory by Dr. Jack Shonkoff. It's not about teaching, it's about interacting. There are 5 core habits. Habit 1, the sports commentator technique. Habit 2, the 5-second pause. Habit 3, heavy work micromovements. Habit 4, the bedtime retrieval ritual. And habit 5, micro choices. Let's compare. A traditional parent might say, "Eat your peas." Very exciting, right? The child thinks, "I'm being controlled." A brain-forward parent uses the sports commentator technique. They say, "Oh, I see you picked up the green pea with your pointer finger. It's round and rolling on the plate. Can you catch it? The child thinks, my actions matter, and I'm learning the words for green, round, and rolling. Habit 2, the 5-second pause, is a game changer. Most parents ask a question and wait maybe 1 second before answering it themselves. What color is this? Red. Good job. That's a fail. The brain-forward way? Ask, what color is this? Then count to 5 in your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This gives the child's prefrontal cortex time to actually retrieve the information. It builds confidence. When they finally say red, the neural pathway is solidified. This works because of 3 biological mechanisms. First, the dopamine loop. When a child successfully predicts or answers after a pause, their brain gets a hit of dopamine, which makes them want to learn more. Second, the oxytocin bridge. Small moments of eye contact during these habits lower the stress hormone cortisol, making the brain more receptive to learning. Third, the myelin sheath. Every time you repeat a serve and return interaction, the brain wraps its wires in a fatty substance called myelin, making those thoughts travel faster. Let's look at the science. A massive study by the American Academy of Pediatrics followed 2,000 families over a decade. Group A did nothing special. Group B practiced just 10 minutes of serve and return daily. The findings? Group B children had 25% higher literacy scores and, more importantly, 30% better emotional regulation scores. They didn't have as many meltdowns because their brains were better at processing transitions. Dr. Dana Suskind, author of 30 Million Words, says, the most important thing you can give your child is not a toy. It is your words and your attention. In high-performing cultures like Japan or certain academic hubs in New England, this isn't just a parenting tip, it's a cultural norm. They prioritize muttering to the child, constantly narrating the world. Take a mom I know in Los Angeles. Let's call her Maria. Maria was a busy lawyer, always on her phone. Her son, Leo, was starting to show signs of speech delay. She started the 5-second rule and narrating the day for just the 20-minute drive to daycare. Within 3 months, Leo's vocabulary exploded. He went from 2-word sentences to full stories. Maria told me, I thought I needed a tutor. I just needed to stop talking at him and start talking with him. Ready to start? Here is your 4-week checklist. Week 1, the silence audit. Your goal this week is simply to stop the correction reflex. Instead of saying, no, don't do that, or put that away, just watch. Count how many times you actually talk to your child versus at them. Most parents realize they are 90% commands and 10% conversation. We want to flip that. If you catch yourself about to bark an order, stop. Just describe what they are doing. You're building a very tall tower with those blue blocks. That's it. You'll feel awkward, but your child will feel seen. Week 2, the serve and return formula. Use the formula, notice, name, and wait. Notice what they are looking at, name it, wait 5 seconds. If you're at the grocery store in Chicago and they point at an apple, don't just put it in the cart. Say, you see the red apple? It's shiny. Then wait. See if they make a sound or a gesture. That is the return. Aim for 20 of these returns a day. Week 3, heavy work and sensory input. Brain development isn't just about talk, it's about the body. This week, add 5 minutes of heavy work before dinner. Have them push a laundry basket, jump like a frog, or do a bear crawl across the living room. This stimulates the proprioceptive system, which tells the brain where the body is in space. A calm body leads to a calm brain. You'll notice fewer witching hour tantrums if you do this. Week 4, the executive function shift. Start giving micro-choices. Instead of put on your shoes, ask, do you want to wear the blue shoes or the red shoes? This forces the brain to evaluate, compare, and decide. It's a workout for the prefrontal cortex. When they ask, where is my toy? Don't find it for them. Ask, where was the last place you were playing with it? Turn the question back to them. They are now the problem solver, not you. Let's integrate this into a daily routine. Remember, the problem isn't that you're a bad parent. The The problem is that modern life is designed to distract us from these tiny, crucial moments. But the connection protocol works. Research shows that even after just 4 weeks, parents see a marked improvement in their child's joint attention, the ability to focus on a task with another person. This is the #1 predictor of future school success. Start today. Pick one habit. Maybe it's just the 5-second pause during dinner tonight. You'll see that first spark in their eyes, that moment where they realize they are a partner in the conversation. In the long run, you aren't just raising a smart kid, you're raising a confident, connected human being. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with one other parent who is feeling the overwhelm. We're all in this together. Hit that subscribe button for more science-backed parenting strategies. I'll see you in the next episode, and remember, your words are their world. Keep talking.